So today we're going to be talking about finding the nth term of an arithmetic sequence. So looking at example 1 here, let's break it down. There's a few things we have to focus on. First of all, it says find the 30th term of the sequence, and our sequence is -2, 3, 8, and 13. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is what is arithmetic sequence. So an arithmetic sequence would be this right here, the list of numbers that you would write. And for the arithmetic sequence, this is never-ending sequence, so it keeps on going. So we want to figure out what is the 30th term in this list of numbers here. When you're doing a problem like this and it tells you to find a term that's really big, right? So 30th is pretty far in the future. We can't just keep on calculating it by hand. You want to use the formula. So formula for arithmetic sequences is a sub n equals a sub 1 plus parentheses n minus 1 times d. So this is our formula. You will need to have this formula memorized in order to solve these types of problems. So a sub n, this term right here is just saying our answer to whatever term number. Okay, so this is like one term, it just means our answer. A sub 1, this means first term. So this little 1 that is written here tells us it's our first term in our arithmetic sequence. Okay, so you can think about it and remember it as A stands for arithmetic, and the 1 stands for first, so first arithmetic term. N, this is like our variable. So n is going to change depending on the question, and this is the term number. So this means that when we have a problem, like example 1, where it wants the 30th term, 30 would be the term number that we're using for n. Finally, this lowercase d stands for common difference. And common difference is the number or the value that you're adding and subtracting each time. So whatever number we're adding to get to the next would be our common difference. So it's like our pattern for the sequence. Okay, so all you have to do to solve these problems are to find the first term and find the common difference. These are the two key things. So let's start out with first term. So first term just means that when we have a sequence like -2, 3, 8, and 13, we just want to know what the first number is in the sequence. So in this case, the first number is -2. So first term, which is a sub 1, is just -2. Okay, so we did that part super easy. Just look at what the first number is in the sequence. The second thing that we have to do is find the common difference. So common difference, like I said, is the pattern of whatever we're adding or subtracting in the sequence. So I'm going to rewrite the sequence here, and we want to find the pattern. So to get from -2 to +3, we have to figure out what number we're adding or subtracting. You can either do this mentally in your head, or you could use a calculator and work backwards. So if you're using a calculator, the easiest way is just to do 3 minus -2 and work backwards and figure out what that value is. So if we typed 3 minus -2 in, the calculator would tell us that we get +5. So that means that to get from -2 to 3, we had to add 5. Same thing here, from 3 to 8, we had to add 5. From 8 to 13, we have to add 5. So the pattern here is +5. So common difference, D, equals +5. Once we have first term and we have common difference, we just use our formula above to solve. So I'm going to rewrite our formula here. an equals a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. And I replace a sub 1 with my first term value, so negative 2 was our first term. So I'm going to replace this with negative 2. For now, I'm just going to leave n as a variable. And then we want to replace d, our common difference, with whatever the common difference is. In this case, it's 5, so I'm going to replace it with 5 here. So now we have enough information to solve our arithmetic sequence. Now all we have to do is, depending on whatever number the question wants us to solve for, we just plug that in. So if we look at the original question here, we wanted to find the 30th term of the sequence. So to find the 30th term, I just plug in 30 for n. So I plug in 30 right here. This just means we're finding the 30th term. And we plug in 30 where n is. And so this would be my formula plugged in with all of the numbers I need to solve. Okay, so we plug in the term number, which is n. And then now we just solve for the 30th term. So we focus on order of operations, so parentheses first, 30 minus 1. I'll rewrite it here. 30 minus 1 is 29. Next, we have to do the multiplication. So 29 times 5, we multiply those together. 29 times 5 is 145. And now we just have to do negative 2 plus 145, which is 143. So if I rewrite all of this, a sub 30, or another way of looking at what this means is it just means the 30th term of our arithmetic sequence. So the 30th term equals 143. Okay, so our answer here for the problem would be 143 is going to be the 30th term in our sequence.